game. We've got Philly, Ottawa, and this is a busy game. We'll get to this one, spend some time on it, because I think everyone's involved with an opinion on this game. Rotation 11 and 12. We've got Ottawa minus 115 home favorite, total of 5.5 across the board. Philadelphia Flyers had a bunch of home games in a row. Now they take to the road. We'll see how they do here against Ottawa, who came up short, losing in a shootout against the Kings the other night. Ottawa's been up and down lately. Win-loss, win-loss, win-loss kind of thing. Beat Toronto, losing a shootout to LA. We'll see if they're able to bounce back tonight hosting the Flyers. Everyone has a thought on this game. Alex does, Andrew does, Dana does, I do as well. Alex, what do you think here about the Flyers and Sens?
Well, it's just interesting to see this Senators team. Like I said, they look nothing like the team that we saw in the playoffs that almost pulled the upset on Pittsburgh and made it to the Cup final. And one of the issues, the key issue here, is they're not playing well at home. They've lost 5 of their first 6 games at home, and that's not a mark of a good team. You want to win these home games early, and build upon that. But the other thing that's baffling me is the way that they're lacking on defense. And 4 of the last 5 games, they've allowed 30-plus shots. They allowed 43 shots on Tuesday. They allowed up 40-plus shots, 2 of the last 3 games. So Erik Karlsson coming back should have tightened things up on defense. It hasn't at all. And then you look at this Philadelphia team, it's the side I'm looking at with the Flyers tonight. I'm worried about Wayne Simmons not being in there. He's a key component of that offense. But I think they're really going to be able to, get some quality shots off in this Ottawa team that's not doing well defensively. They pass the puck around. You look at the top 2 scorers for Philly. Jacob Voracek, he doesn't have any goals. He has 12 assists. Shane Gostisbehere, 10 assists and 1 goal. So they're passing the puck around. They're getting shots off from different angles. If they can do that against Ottawa, I think they should be able to win here tonight.
All right, a Philadelphia Flyers bet for Alex on this game. Let's see what the price is. They were a slight underdog earlier. I think it's starting to move toward Philly just a little bit. Yeah, Philly now about minus 105. So a little bit of Philly money has trickled in this game. So minus 105. Actually, there is a plus 100 out there. Again, use SBR odds. Go there. Live odds at sbrodds.com. Make sure you're always getting the best price possible. There are a couple plus 100s, even money sitting out there at CG. Westgate in Vegas, Heritage Offshore has a plus 100 out there on the Flyers. So very important you get the best price on that and all bets that you make in every sport. Andrew, Flyers and Sens, what are you looking at in this game here tonight?
Look, guys, I'm going to continue to say that I think that this Ottawa team has changed for the better and for the worse. I think they're more for the better. I think they're more of an exciting team to watch now. And for the worse, I think they just have tough trouble with defense now. Like Alex pointed out, they're allowing more shots per game. They're turning into that transition style game, which they were really opposed of last year. Of course, we all knew about that 1-3-1 from Guy Boucher, which kind of strived them to the playoffs. But I think, again, I'm going to say this as we go on through the weeks, guys. I think this Ottawa Senators team is an over team. And, it might be an unpopular opinion. People think with Craig Anderson in net and the way this Ottawa Senators team plays back that they're an under team. But I think that their defense score is awful, guys. If anyone is looking for a Halloween costume for next week, Dion Phaneuf, you can go as a pylon for sure because he's nothing. There's nothing on defense. People can literally skate by him, and I think this Philadelphia team on the other side has been, kind of thrown us off a little bit this year. They've done exceptional as far as putting up numbers, and I think their pace and their tempo is that kind of fast game as well. So I think when you look at that kind of style of play versus an Ottawa team that's kind of turning into that style as well, and also looking at a team that's 1-1-4 at home and 3-0 on the road. Ottawa Senators are back to the Canadian Tire Center. I think we're going to expect nothing more than a goal fest tonight. And again, I know it is an unpopular opinion. People think this Ottawa team is known for not scoring goals and staying back, but I think this depth on offense is not bad from them, but their defense is horrendous. Philadelphia is coming off a game they lost 6-2 to the Ducks, so I think they'll want some revenge on that one. For me, guys, I actually like Ottawa or the over in this game.
Yeah, they have scored goals. Bobby Ryan, though, unfortunate for him. He actually broke. Can you believe this? He broke the same finger he broke before. That is basically what he suffered here the other night, Bobby Ryan. Talk about snake bit. Just a horrendous thing for him. He's out now indefinitely for the Ottawa Senators. So that's going to hurt them a little bit from a goal scoring perspective. I'll tell you what. I'll go right back to what Andrew said about them. They are more of an over team, especially if they fall behind, because Guy Boucher will not play trap unless they have a lead. 1-2 goal lead. You will not see them play that sit back 1-3-1 and lock it in until they have a lead. When it's tied or they're trailing, they got to play up and down. They got to trade scoring chances. And regarding their blue line, yeah, it's not great. You're right about Phaneuf. Going back to the Toronto days, he's been okay. He's certainly not that dominant, lead the way defenseman that he was early in his career with Calgary. But I circle this Ottawa defensive problems back to the losing Mark Mathot to the Dallas Stars, because I think that guy is one of those glue guys that's good in his own zone, usually is positionally sound in his own end, will block shots, will be a massive proponent on the penalty kill. And as a result, Ottawa missing a guy like that, Mark Mathot. See, I did not like the fact that he left that team in the offseason. I thought that was a absence that Ottawa was going to feel at some point this season. And boy, what are we, just 2-3 weeks into the season? They're feeling the absence of Mark Mathot already. You're right, defensively, it's been shaky at best for the Ottawa Senators so far this season. And again, Craig Anderson's been great for years for this team, but is Craig Anderson in the age right now, as he gets a little bit older now every year, is he going to be able to keep up at a high level play? Because he's really been so good for this Ottawa franchise. But at some point, he's going to have a Henrik Lundqvist moment, I think, maybe, and you're going to see that decline. And I think you're seeing just little chinks in that armor for Anderson so far this season. Dana's involved in this game too. Dana, what are you looking at here?
Well, keep in mind, Ian, about Mark Mathot. I mean, that was their choice. That wasn't Mark's choice. They left him unprotected, and Vegas picked him up and eventually shipped him off to Dallas. So, that's on them. I mean, I completely agree. They're not the same team defensively without him. And certainly tonight, I and every night, I mean, you've talked about, them being an over team, or we've talked about that. I mean, 4 of their 7 games have gone over the total this year. So I'm not afraid to play them on the over as well. I mean, I think sometimes we take what we saw in the playoffs and equate it so much to the regular season, when in reality, it's really just 2 separate seasons. I mean, the way teams play in the playoffs, as far as, blocking shots or really protecting their netminder as much as they do, they can't do that for 82 games. So it doesn't really equate to what's going to happen in the next year. You were talking, Alex, Wayne Simmons was out of practice yesterday. I don't know if has been 100% ruled out for today's game, but the fact of the matter is, if you watch Ottawa and LA the other night, and Michael Neuvirth is going to start for Philadelphia, so that's something to keep in mind as well. If you watch the game the other night against Los Angeles, Mark Stone was absolutely horrific. Derek Brassard was absolutely horrific. They both were a -2, no points on the board. Burrows was scoreless in 15 minutes. I just think I'm betting their top line is going to have much more production today. And even when you talked about Erik Karlsson, you talked about Karlsson and Oduya. I mean, they were lethargic to me. I mean, and I thought, even though that game was a 1-goal game, that Los Angeles really carried the play for most of the night. I think they had over 40 shots, I know, against Ottawa. So I think you're going to get a much better effort out of them. And of course, the Sens are going to be without Kyle Turris. They're going to be out without Zach Smith and Bobby Ryan. I feel sometimes when there's a lot of guys out, I think that leads to mistakes, which also plays into overs. If I'm confident that there's a team there that can pounce on those mistakes and take advantage of them. To me, Philadelphia has never been a good road team. Even not just this season, but just going back a few years, just not a team I love playing on the road. And of course, this year they only have a 2-2 mark, but historically, in the back of my mind, this is a play against when they're on the road, and the price is right. So I'm going to have 2 plays in this game, or 2 leans in this game. Ottawa -$1.10. I think you can get that at 5 dimes right now. And I also like the over -$1.10 at 5 dimes as well.
All right, so it's a dual bet or dual lean here for Dana Lane, Ottawa, and the over in this hockey game. everybody's heard my love for the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm going to stay away from the total. Just I think the over makes some sense because we've seen Ottawa's defensive warts, but with no Turris, no Ryan, we'll see what that means for that team offensively here tonight in this hockey game. But Dana's point is taken about the fact that usually when there's guys out, then I've known him long enough to know when there's guys out of the lineup, he looks for more mistakes and more goals, and that's his thought process there. We'll see. I think that's going to challenge this team depth-wise in terms of their scoring a little bit, Ottawa tonight. I'm on the Flyers side. Not as good of a price right now, -105. I like this too. I always like the stat. How do you do when you lose the last game? Are you responding to adversity? Are you responding to a poor performance? And that was pretty poor for Philly the other night against Anaheim. Anaheim got bolstered by Getzlaf returning there. You could tell they were feeling good, played a great game. Give Anaheim a lot of credit. Gibson was good in net again. But how has the Flyers done off a loss this season? Very good, 3-0 off a loss so far this season. That's a good track record. I like Ottawa struggling, so I'm on Flyers here at about the even money price, +100 in this hockey game.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.